Hello everyone, it's Kelly from Colorado again, and today I wanted to talk to you about some of the challenges I ran into in building my food forest on a hill. So when I first started, I wanted to do the back to Eden method, or the no dig, no till method. And so I got a bunch of cardboard and put it all over the hill, and it turns out that's really slippery, so the wood chips wouldn't stick to it. So what I ended up doing is putting a bunch of sticks that I had cut up from taking down some sage, and I sprinkled those all over the hill. And then I was able to put the straw and the hay on top of that, and it stuck without sliding down the hill. And then finally, after I wet all of that, I was able to put the wood chips on top and they didn't slide. So it was a bit of a challenge, but I found a way to do it. And really it was just a matter of building layers that wouldn't slide down. So before I go more into depth into some of the things that I did, I just want to let you know this isn't a how-to video. It's just a video to share some ideas with you, and possibly you can learn from my mistakes, and maybe even you guys will have some tips or ideas for me on how I can improve my food forest or work with some of the challenges I'm dealing with. So I'm going to take you over here to show you what my soil is looking like right now, which is not really soil at all yet. I mean, of course there's soil under all this, but right now I have about 2 to 3 inches of wood chips, and then you get down to just the cardboard. You can see that's the cardboard right there. The worms are happy. And under the wood chips I did put some chicken compost that I've been making for the last couple years. So there is a little added extra nutrition in here. Cover that back up. I also built these nests, which I talked about a little bit in my last video. I'll show you the other one. And those are for my kids to play in, but also they're to try and keep some of the rainwater from just shooting down the hill when it rains. So right here I dug a hole into the side of the hill, and I filled that with 1 to 2 inch rocks, and then I put sticks on top of that, and then I put straw on top of that. So I'm hoping it'll act as a swell to slow down that rainwater when it goes down the hill and not take all the water and nutrients with it. I also, I'll show you over here, when I dug out some of the trees and shrubs out of the hill to plant them, I kind of ended up flipping the soil. You can kind of see with this one, I flipped it over and then dug a hole, so it kind of made a flat area to begin with. So it's now has its own little area that's flat and not just a slope, so hopefully that will also catch some of the rainwater as it goes down the hill. When I planted each thing, I also added some amendments, but I like to garden organically, so I didn't add any chemicals. I added rock dust, worm castings, coffee grounds, eggshells, some trifecta fertilizer from MI Gardener, which is also organic and has mycorrhizae in it. I also added extra mycorrhizae, and I think that's it. So everything has a nice start, and hopefully everything's breaking down and we'll have some great soil fertility next year. This year I think everything's just getting going, but so as you can see right here, I did have to put down some weed paper because we had stairs and I tried to cover them with paper, but all the grass just shot through. So I'm gonna have to keep this weed paper down for a little bit to get rid of all that. Hopefully once that's got killed off, I can get rid of the weed paper and it'll look more natural out here. So those are some of the things and challenges that I've faced so far in building this food forest on a hill. The other major challenge that has come up lately is that I'm gonna have to do some restoration work on my cardboard. As you can see, there's some grass and weeds coming through. And a lot of it is on the pathways where I've walked down the hill, and the cardboard has slid. As you can see, this is the edge of the cardboard. So it's not that the cardboard can't stop it, it's just that it slid, and as soon as you have an opening, it comes right through. So you can see what I was faced with when starting this project. But overall, I think we're going to be okay because there's not too much coming through. So I think that's where I'm going to end the video for today. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below, or leave me a comment and let me know if you have any ideas to help with this project. I was going to originally put in some very professional looking trellises and things in here to make different levels, but I kept putting it off year after year, and I finally decided I'm just going to get started because I could have a two-year-old food forest by now. And instead I was just planning and planning and planning. So this year I decided to just go for it. So if you're thinking and planning and worried you're going to mess something up, just go for it, because I'm sure I'm going to have to move some plants around. I'm sure there's going to be some plants that are unhappy, but it's a learning process, and I now have a bunch of plants growing that in a few years will be producing food for me. Alright everyone, thanks for joining me again, and hopefully I'll be back again with some more updates and tours of my food forest. Thanks so much.